Good morning, my friends. Day 28, and look at me all wrapped up like a snow bunny. And it isn't even snowing, but it's a bit chilly, and it's one of those mornings, because it is still morning, um, where I just wanted to stay in bed and work, and so I have been. And I've only got up to do this video because, you know, it's just a little bit cold, and I don't want to use up all our gas because, I mean, it costs a lot of money to keep refilling it, and it's only me keeping warm today because Keith's gone out, so it's easier just to sit in bed with the electric blanket on, and of course I can spread out on my great big desk, which is my bed, and that's fun. Now today is day 28, and I wanted to talk to you about doing only one thing at a time. I don't know if you're a bit like me, you try and do everything at once so that can save time, but really, what are you doing? You're just distracting yourself. Um, you know, and I know it's not pleasant either, having 5 or 6 things to do that you know you must do, and they're going to take 2 hours out of your day. And sometimes you just don't get those 2 hours. Lately I haven't been because of my mother, who is still in hospital, I must tell you. But she has been moved to somewhere a bit nicer, and closer to us, and she's made a miraculous recovery. I don't know what's happened. Maybe my nephew gave her a blessing. I'm not sure. That's the only way I think that she's been able to get better so quickly. So we'll soon see anyway. Um, and of course the other thing I've had things happening in the family that it requires you've got to go out and travel out of town for a few hours, because it's a few hours to get there, a few hours to do the event, and a few hours to get back. So, sometimes you don't get all of that 2 hours to do all those 5 important things that you really need to do every day to keep your mind active, to keep your mind going, and to really work on making sure you've got the right mindset. So how do you go about doing that when you haven't got the 2 hours in a day? Well, most people resort to going and doing everything at once. They're trying to exercise, they're trying to listen to their 30 minutes conversation with somebody, or not a conversation, but they're recording of a book or something while they're exercising. I've had to do this lots of times. And then what happens? You don't appreciate where you're walking. Because I love walking along the beach. But if I've got my earphones in and listening to my exercising, my mind stuff at the same time, often I forget about the beach. I walked up and down the beach and didn't even see the waves, because I'm so intent on listening to my 30-minute program or my 1 hour program, because I go for an hour's walk. I lose something. And when I'm just walking around the camp, there's a nice little circle you can walk around, and I can walk around there heaps of times and not have to go out of the gate if it's not very nice weather, and or if I'm not feeling well and need to be near home. And you lose the sight of the trees. I mean, I love making shapes of the trees. There's been one tree here that's always been shaped like one of those, what was that dog? Not McCavity, that's one of my own characters in my own book. It's another dog. I'll think about it shortly. It looked just like him. But now, a year later, I look up at the same tree and I think, oh gosh, it's grown out of proportion. It no longer has his face, and it doesn't have his little whiskers hanging down. Just not right. But when you've got something stuck in your ears, you miss all that. So it's very difficult to try and find the time to just do things one at a time. But really, if we could do that, it would be so much easier. Now, one thing I have learned is to eat quietly, one thing at a time. I used to be somebody who ate, read, did the Sudoku, watched the TV, had a phone going in my ear, and I did all these things at once. Sometimes I never got the Sudoku right. Sometimes I missed something great on the television because somebody texted me and I had to answer that. I didn't have to, but I did. And then I didn't even know what I was eating. Next thing, breakfast was over, and I thought, oh, I'm still hungry. Well, of course you're still hungry. You didn't even see what you were eating to enjoy it. So I have taken that advice. I do be very careful now about eating times. Now I just sit quietly and eat, enjoy every morsel I take into my body, because the more you appreciate that food going into your body, the more it will disperse itself into the right places. And so you shouldn't have it going into the wrong places so that you don't have bulges somewhere where you shouldn't have. And so, anyway, if you can do that that's something, so I find that's a great achievement on my part, that I can eat sensibly and really enjoy what I'm eating. And even when I get to eat that whole bar of chocolate, I'm naughty. Oh, but I so love that peanut butter chocolate made by Whittaker's. I should be in the advertising for them because I must be their greatest fan. Even eating that, every piece goes down and you appreciate all that lovely protein and carb you're getting at the same time. Naughty, aren't I? But anyway, that's day 28, trying to do things one at a time. Now, I'll come back to this video and do another one about it some other time because it's a very interesting subject, and see whether I've improved in some of my habits, and maybe you might have as well. So anyway, I better shut off here because I want to read a little book to my little grandies today, and I've got quite an audience around the world now, so that's exciting, isn't it, in our book reading club? So I've got to do that as well before I get back into my bed. But that's day 28, doing things one thing at a time, okay? And I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.